After doing the H200i, one of the smallest cases, well, the smallest cases from the H series from the NZXT, and I did before the H400i, it's time to, well, do a review on the H500 and the H500i from the same H series. Now, as you can see, I have two cases here. This one is red and black, and this one is, well, blue and black, but you can see it. I'll do a close-up later on. This is actually one of the newest cases from the H series. Now we have a little bit of a different concept here. Now you have a standard here tempered glass side panel, and you have the steel chassis completely, but the power supply shroud is completely covered, so you don't have the SSD mount here at the front. You have two SSD brackets here, and the completely different way of removing the well, the tempered glass here from the side panel of the case. Now the thing is, here you have the case that supports ATX, micro ATX and mini ITX boards, and it has the similar design as, well, all the H series. Now you have this cable shroud here that's actually in the different color, and mentioning different color, this is the only thing that is in the different color. Now you have the red one and the, well, let me show you. So first, how do you remove the tempered glass? You just have one thumb screw here, and when you unscrew it completely, you just pull the tempered glass panel and it pops out. Now the thing is, it doesn't have any hinges, but it has these two, I would call them knobs, and they just pop in these two empty slots. So let's remove the H500i here and focus on the case and see what's inside. As for the fan support, it includes already pre-installed. We have two 120mm fans, so you have one here at the rear and you have one at the top. At the rear you can only install 120mm fan, and on the top you could replace the one that is already pre-installed and install the 140mm. Now right in the front you could install 240 and or 280mm radiator, and the fans the same configuration as well. So that kind of gives you two radiator support. You could place 120mm radiator over here at the rear and 240 or 280 radiator in front. No support for the up top mounting of the radiator, because it will probably well, it won't probably, it will definitely make problems with the passive cooling on the motherboard. Talking about the back side, the H500 has a bit of a different way of intake. Now only on the left side or the back side of the case, the side panel has the intake holes, and alongside with those you have the dust filter right here. That will be it for this side panel. Now let's check out the back and see what we got here. As I said, it has a nice amount of space for cable storage, for cable management. You also have channels for arranging your cables, which is really nice. And the only thing that I want to see here in the H500 series, well, the H500 case, is another set of channels over here. That would be much better. Now, what did they do with the intake? They only placed the intake here, and they have loads of space here. So practically when you place your fans and your radiator, you will have to place them inside, so the air goes through here and gets pulled in by the fans. So if you put the fans here, that there will be a blockage, you won't have a nice fresh intake of the air. Also, as I said, for the H200 series, the H200 case, you have the H500, the same thing. You could do you could do three outtakes. That means one through the power supply, one at the rear and one at the top. Because the power supply shroud has holes on the top. The only thing that could block it, if you place your SSDs here on the power supply shroud, then this wouldn't take any effect. Now here at the bottom we have standard NZXT box with screws, zip ties, and let's check for more details, of course. So we have the standard manual, and let's see what we got here. As I said, screws for your motherboard. You have some extra screws for your fans, and you have these zip ties. That is it from this part. And we're here right now talking about the H500, not the H500i, so it doesn't have that controller that you use for controlling the RGB, the LED lights, and the fan controller. But still, it's the same case. It just has one more function extra, which I would consider that function really crucial, because it kind of I would say gives you more advantage. You don't have to buy extra stuff for those controls. And through NZXT cam, as I said before, you can control everything through your application on your computer if you connect the controller with the USB 2.0 on your motherboard. Now here you have the front panel connectors. Here you have one 3-pin, and the other one is also here for the top and rear fan. You have the HD audio, you have the front panel here, which is really cool because finally you don't have to connect all those small pins. This is already arranged completely. So it's for the power on button, it's for the HD LED, and all of those small things you usually have to, you know, pick very closely and nicely to get them done. But this is very nicely designed. And you have the USB 3.1 generation 1 header. Now also you have here two slots for the 3.5 HDDs, and I think you could place actually one more here at the top, because it has 6 mountings going like this. It's not a complete cage, you just have to remove the cage out. Talking about the dust filters, as I said, you have one large dust filter here at the side, you have one under the power supply shroud, and you have one at the top. Now as for the design, it's still an elegant design. It has different looks from the whole H series. It has this cover on the power supply shroud, which I don't consider making it a bit different or strange or anything similar to that, but still it has a nice design, an elegant design. And the only thing that I would add here is more red, just to get that theme started. So you have the blue and black, you have the red and black, you have complete white with black, and you have the complete black. You've seen the H400 video that I did, and it's more appealing because it's complete white. It has a certain, I don't know, contrast to the colors, and this just has the cable shroud here, which is red, and well, it still looks nice, but I would just give a bit more color. Nothing in particularly bad. I'm just saying something that I think it would look cool. To place your radiator here on the front, you have two thumb screws over here, so you could remove the whole plate that you place your radiator and your fans, so makes it kind of easier. And it actually really does, because all the other cases, well, most cases, you have to mount them directly. This is I would say it actually depends on the person. Would you like to place them directly in the case, or would you like to place the radiator and the fans on the side part here and then place it in the case? Some cases have it on the top for complete mounting to come out, then you place the radiator, fans, and then you just pop it in without any problem. This one has it on the front, which is actually really nice. It really is nice, and it makes it kind of easier for you to manage everything as you wish. So thank you for watching. This was H500 case, and over there was the H500i. The only difference in these two cases is that it has the smart controller for the LEDs and for the fans, so you could control them through the NZXT comm application on your computer by connecting it to the 2.0 USB on your motherboard. Don't forget to check the links below for the NZXT Balkan on Instagram and Facebook, and don't forget to check the H500 and H500i and where to buy it. Thanks for watching and see you next time, guys. Bye bye.